boys and girls, if you'd want to come down the front, I'd love to share a story with you this morning. If I can get this on, it'd be great. Here we go. So come on down. A hat would be just fabulous. Yeah, come on down. Don't be shy. This is why some people thought I actually walked to church today, but I actually didn't walk to church today, just so that's clear for the record. And what have I got here, by the way?
Stick.
Yeah, a stick. What kind of stick? A what? A normal stick. All right. Well, I don't know if this stick would say it's normal. It actually fell out of our gum tree at home. Have a feel of it. What do you think? What's the story of the stick? Has it got a story to it? I mean, all the other young people, they're a bit too old to be down here having children's stories, aren't they? But I've got some other things in here as well. Oh, boy, these are super heavy. Where's the opening? There we go. Oh, you don't want this landing on you, I can tell you that. Now, what's that? Piece of wood? Can you tell me the story of that? Yeah, you know the story? Yeah, have a feel. What's the story of it? And then there's this one. What do you think of that? No? What's it feel like? Yeah, it's nice and smooth. Yeah, okay. And what's this bit here? Yeah, it is a hole. Yeah, but what do we call that?
Pipe.
Any mums and dads know what you call that? A what? A knot. What's a knot caused by? Oh, let me give you a big guess. It's a part of the tree where another part of the tree branches out from it. So this would have been the trunk of a tree, and right here, if we're getting to the story of the branch, there would have been a branch coming out of the tree right there. And of course, when you cut it, the way it joins in there, see all the grain coming in there? That's as it would have came out of the tree, and that's the way that it gets all the sap going up into the tree. So that's one thing that's happening, but there's more. Because I've also got, this is the really heavy bit, I must say. All right, so what's that?
Log.
It's a what?
A log.
Well, I guess it is. It's a really jolly decent one as well. It's very hard, and I use this as a workbench. It's true, I do. If I'm needing something very, very hard and very solid to work on, to do some fine metal work and things like that, I will use this because that is so solid. It's not going to bounce or do anything. And I've got a little hook in there so I can actually lift it up easy with one finger. You try and lift that though. Oh, look at those muscles go. They were rippling. Yeah, give him a round. Oh. He's now got a longer finger. That's it. Oh, well done. What you can't see is the red face right there. All right, so what's this from?
Tree.
All right, well, have a close look at it. See what you can see. You reckon that's from a tree?
Yep.
Can you see all the rings on it? Okay, so that's definitely from a tree. I found that beside the road somewhere, and I thought, I've got to have that. This here's a different kind of wood, so we won't worry about that too much. But what I've got in here is this. What do you think of that? Would you use that piece of wood for making anything? Oh, yeah, we're trying to burn each other's fingers now. Have a look at this piece of wood. What do you think? Would you use that for building anything?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
All right, what about this piece of wood here? What do you think of that? And sorry for the carpet, it's getting really dirty and grotty right now. What do you think of that? Would you use that for making anything?
For a
Oh, you'd use that for making a leg. Well, have a closer look at that. See what you can see. Is there any little tiny tunnels in there? What do you think the story of this wood is?
There is a tunnel.
Do you reckon termites got to it?
Yeah.
Would you use this wood for making anything, though?
No.
No, you wouldn't. Oh, well, that's a little sad. You'd use which one? You'd use the big log, but you wouldn't. What about this one here? Would you use that one?
Yes.
You'd use that one. What about this one? Would you use this one?
No.
All right. What about this next one I've got here? Oh, well, it was part of that one this morning, but it really fell apart, didn't it? What do you think? Termites got to that too?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. My brother is a carpenter, and he loves working with wood like this because this is really easy to work with. And bits of wood like this because, you turn that into the floor of a deck outside or something like that. It's just really nice. But his absolute favourite bits of wood to work with are bits of wood that look like this. And guess what he does with that? He turns it into, if we go to the next slide, that's part of my presentation, you can actually see a photo there of the kinds of things that he would do with pieces of wood like this or pieces of wood like this, and that is he uses them to make furniture. Because he takes pieces of wood like this, which looks old and gnarly and really horrible, right? It looks like it's had a hard life, doesn't it? Looks like it's been attacked by all sorts of things. And yet, he takes that wood and he turns it into beautiful bits of furniture like coffee tables and picture frames and mirrors for bathrooms. I've seen all sorts of things that he's done with that to make it, and it's absolutely fabulous. And I think as you think about the story of timber, do you think this timber's had an easy life?
No.
It's sort of been battered around a bit, hasn't it? But even in the midst of that, it can still be turned into something absolutely beautiful. And I want you to think about that as we go through our sermon. And the other thing I want you to think about is every time a branch like this drops off a gum tree, it's a gift. It's a gift because when a bigger branch falls off a gum tree, it becomes a home for possums and birds and all sorts of other little things. So gum trees, as they drop their limbs, and the limbs then turn into things like this, and we can use them for making all kinds of things, can actually be absolute gifts. All right, thanks for listening, boys and girls, and you will be able to see how this all fits in together as we go through our sermon today.